That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. I'm real excited about today's woodworking project. It combines three unique elements, a couple of which I've wanted to do for a while now. So I'm going to roll right into it. To start, we need a 1x6, and rather than buy one, I'll feed the wind and repurpose this blue monster. Bob the Builder style. Reduce, reuse, recycle. We can do it. Or I hope. The first part of this build has made the rounds with the YouTube woodworkers, and I loved it from the first moment I saw it, but I wasn't going to make one until I could make it my own. And the second part? All the big dogs on YT have been doing this texture technique, and I've been dying to try it. You know, the professional woodworkers with their massive shops, tools, budgets, and skills. No, I'm not green with envy. That's just a green tint on the screen. Of course I am, and before you ask, yes, if Festool calls, I will play dominoes with them. And the third part, I'm going to call it finding me. No, I didn't invent it, but I don't think most people would think of doing it with this build. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 3. Possibly a 4 if you try the 2 design tweaks I'm going to attempt. It's nothing too hard, take it a piece at a time, and it can be done with fairly basic tools if you use dimensional lumber. This first part I'm calling a book tree. I'm going small here, designed purely for paperbacks and my desktop. So only 3, maybe 4 branches, and it'll hold 10, 12 paperbacks. So I'm thinking a 1x6 should be perfect. And I think we'll start with 16 inches and adjust down as we need. I slide the planer away and pull the table saw out. Then realize I need to first cut the board to lengths at the miter saw. I've said it before, I feel like a pit crew here. Sliding things in out, dust collection camera. 3 pieces at 16 inches and 1 at 8. Then we hit up the table saw. I ripped a 5.5 inches wide, the same as a standard 1x6, ripping from both sides though to remove all the tongue and groove sections. Now, with paperbacks, I probably could have gotten away with a 1x5 or 4.5 inches wide, and it would have made the tree look narrower. But I still like to reread books from my youth. The 2 Utes? Did you say Utes? Please tell me you know where that came from. Anyways, those books, Hardy Boys, The 3 Investigators, Walter Farley, Black Stallion series, they all have a little bigger footprint than the mass market books of today. So I went with the 1x6. With no plans and all the ones I've seen being much bigger, and for hardbacks, I mess around a bit, trying to find the angles and spacing required. Well, the spacing at any rate. The angles are simple, 45 degrees on the base and 90 degrees after that. Satisfied for now, I hit them up at the sander, rounding over the edges and smoothing the faces to 120 grit. A quick stop at the miter saw to cut the bottom angle to 45 degrees, then we're back at the bench top. Now, this board I'm playing with represents the spine. All the ones I saw had a spine for strength along the back. But remember, they were taller, wider, and heavier. And I'm hoping we don't need it, but I need to plan on it just in case we do. Now you can start seeing what we're going for, although it's upside down. And I think we can lose a couple inches per shelf to tighten it up a bit. Cut that like that, all right? I cut them down and roll into the glue up. It's simple. I mark 8 inches down and glue and screw the first board. Mark 8 inches down from that and repeat. Eight inches down again and glue and screw the 8-inch piece in. Fill the screw holes with glue and sawdust. They're on the bottom. I'm thinking it'll be just fine in the end. Now, parts 2 and 3 kind of blend together here. I want a small, thin drawer under the tree. Something to put pens, pencils, bookmarks, or maybe your journal in. I decide on 16 inches wide and a 1x8. And for the sides, I think I can rip a couple stray 2x4 pieces into 1x's. Once you have it down, it's not a hard process to do. Rip a third to halfway through, then flip and repeat, or raise a blade as needed. Sides roughed out, I move on to the base. I want it longer and wider than the top, and I have an old drawer front that will work. I've worked my way through the stack of drawer fronts over the last couple months on this channel, and I only have one more left after this. I'll be sad to see them go. They're flat, they've never cut, rare in these days. Now, here's where I want to add that third element. I want to make it a live edge. You don't have to do this. You might not even like the way it looks, but I'm carrying that tree theme all the way down and would make a nice base. I trace out some lines I think look rather random and would make a nice base. I love doing this, making a faux live edge. It's just a grater on my grinder and go to town, tearing into the edge. I go high, I go low, a little bit under, flatten here, straighten edge there. Nothing uniform, just letting the grater bounce around as she needs. Then I sand it all down. I repeat it for the top board as well, thinking that 2 live edges are better than 1. Then we light it on fire. Burn it up, let's go for broke, watch the night go up in smoke. I love my self-igniting torch. Link in the description. I just hit the edges, giving them a nice, dark, rich look. And I think we took it too far. I don't like the top with the live edge. I really don't. It just looks a little bit too much for me. It's not a big deal. I just cut another one and move on to the final design tweak, the drawer front. Again, you don't have to do this. This is the beauty of this piece. You can do as little as you want. You don't want a drawer? Just go into the live edge base. You don't want the live edge base? Then don't. Make a straight base. This can be a difficulty of 2 or a 4, or you can make it a 10 if you really want to. Dovetails, carvings. Just because something starts off as plain Jane doesn't mean it can't grow into something more as you push and test your design and woodworking abilities. I mentioned texture, and I'm going to try and add texture to the drawer front. I've never done this. I practiced it, and well, I probably should practice it some more, but my deadline is calling. I'm not texturing all of it. I want it to weave in and out a little bit. That way this beautiful grain here will also show through. I take my Dremel and a small spear-headed diamond bit. I got this little set from Harbor Freight for next to nothing, and just push it into the wood. 1 second, move on, pushing it down and carving wherever I see fit, following the curves I set out, twists and turns, always keeping the angle though the same as I engrave. And then it's glue up time. I start with the drawer. Now, the back of the drawer will also serve as the back of the box. I want as much room as I can get in that drawer, and this saves me 3/4 of an inch. Some glue and finish nails, and I'm hoping that the front will hold with just glue. I cut a bottom and drop that in as well. Then I build the frame around it. The tree itself gets glued and screwed in from the bottom, and honestly, I thought for sure this wouldn't work. Even as I was doing it, I was calling myself an idiot. But I angled the 1¼ inch screws just right. They went in and held tight. They didn't even pop out. And here we are. And I need your help before I call this one done. I have 2 coats of poly on it. I originally wanted the drawer front to be a darker color. Contrasting, matching that live edge. That's advice needed part 1. Should I go dark there? And I have not screwed this all from the bottom yet. The top comes off. I like it off to the side like this, so I can put pencils on the base to the right. I think the live edge makes it look funny if I center it. So that's question 2. Do I center or leave it off to the left? And number 3, and if I leave it off to the left, do I take a router and put a little channel in there for pens to roll in? Things that make you go, Please let me know in the comments how you would finish this off. Did it inspire you to push beyond what you normally would? Or at the very least inspire you to get out and build something? As always, thank you for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes to build with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything and everything. Until the next time.